Good thing I have my roadie here. Okay, well, it's 6 o'clock on a Friday night. That means it's time for Shabbat. I feel like it was just Shabbat like yesterday. I guess that's a good sign when time's going by fast. So thanks for joining us. Everybody is here. So far I see like 17 people. Okay, so I'm gonna do a lot of music, and then I'm going to play someone else's sermon today that I think will be greatly appreciated. I sat down to write one or my own stylistic thing, and came upon this and thought I think it's worth seeing. So we'll do that in a little bit. So and I'll share the screen too so that you guys can see what we're doing with the lyrics for some of this. There we go. Let's do God prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you. God prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. And with thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you. We'll try the Hebrew. Ve'asu li mikdash ve'shachanti betocham va'anachnu nevarech Yah me'ata ve'ad olam. God prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you. So Shabbat Shalom. And I'm going to do, as I said, more songs. We'll do a little Kabbalat Shabbat. But for now, we'll join in the lighting of the candles. I have my lovely assistant and wife here to light the candles. And let's see. Yeah. Okay. Let me see. Oh wait. Did I stop sharing or am I still? No, I did. I did. Right. Okay. Sorry. Ready? In 1 second. Yeah. Well, they all know it. So yeah, sure.
Okay.
Do it the way we do it.
Do it the way we do it. Okay. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat. Praise be thou, Adonai our God, ruler of the universe, who sanctifies us by your laws and commands us to kindle the Sabbath lights. May our home be consecrated, O God, by thy blessings, and may they shine upon us as the blessings of love and truth and peace and contentment. Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Well, I hope everybody had a good week. And here we'll do a couple tunes. Here's a oh, there we'll do something familiar that people all know. This one's on page 46 in case you have the book, but I'm going to share the screen anyway. Esa einai el harim Esa einai el harim Me'ayin Yavo Ezri Me'ayin Yavo Ezri Me'ayin Yavo Ezri Me'ayin Yavo Ezri Esa einai el harim Esa einai el harim Me'ayin Yavo Ezri Me'ayin Yavo Ezri Me'ayin Yavo Ezri Me'ayin Yavo Ezri. Where will my help come from? Where will my help come from? My help will come from God, maker of heaven and earth. My help will come from God, maker of heaven and earth. Where will my help come from? Where will my help come from? Esa einai el harim Esa einai el harim. Okay. Very nice. I heard you all singing. It's great. Okay. Let's do a little Lachadodi before we go into the Baruch Hu. And I'm doing a little housekeeping while doing that computer housekeeping. So we're going to do this one that we've done a couple times. Hopefully it is familiar. And I don't have the page number here. Okay. Oh, I'm still sharing, I think, right? No, I'm not sharing it. Let's see. Give me a second. Sorry, I'm out of practice on this. Why it's not coming up, I don't know. Okay, you should be seeing that, and now you should be seeing it big. So here we go. Chadodi. Okay, we're gonna do this one. Starts off with the yalalai. It goes like this. Yalalalala chadodi. Yalalalala likrat kala. Yalalalala b'nei Shabbat. B'nei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor v'dibur echad Ishmiyanu el hamiyuchad Adonai echad U'shemo echad V'shem u'tiferet V'letila Yalalai Yalalalai lechadodi Yalalalala likrat kala Yalalalala b'nei Shabbat B'nei Shabbat nekabela V'kirat Shabbat L'chu v'nelcha Ki mekor Abraha Berosh Mikedem Vesucha Sof Maaseh Machshavat Tchila Yalalai Yalalalala L'chadodi Yalalalala Likrat Kala Yalalalala b'nei Shabbat B'nei Shabbat nekabela Hitoreri Hitori Kiva orech Kumi ori Shir daberi Kavod Adonai Alayich nigla Yalalai Yalalalala lechadodi Yalalalala likrat kala Yalalalala b'nei Shabbat B'nei Shabbat nekabela Oi v'shalom Oi v'shalom Ateret bala Gam b'simcha Uv'tzohala Toch emuneh Am segula Boi chala Boi chala Yalala Yalalalala l'chadodi Yalalalala likrat kala Yalalalala b'nei Shabbat B'nei Shabbat nekabela Yalalalala l'chadodi Yalalalala likrat kala Yalalalala b'nei Shabbat B'nei Shabbat nekabela Yalla lie lie lie, 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 yalla lie lie lie. Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Baruch hu et Amorah. Baruch hu et Adonai. Sorry. Hamevorach. Baruch Adonai. Hamevorach. Le'olam va'ed. Le'olam va'ed. Yalla lie lie lie. 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 Shiru l'Adonai kol haaretz. Shiru l'Adonai shir chadash. Shiru l'Adonai kol haaretz. Shiru l'Adonai shir chadash. Sing unto God, all the earth, a new song. I will sing unto God a new song. Sing unto God and we'll all sing along. All the earth a new song unto God. Shiru l'Adonai kol haaretz. Shiru l'Adonai shir chadash. Sing unto God, all the earth, a new song. I will sing unto God a new song. Sing unto God and we'll all sing along. All the earth a new song unto God. Shiru l'Adonai kol haaretz. Shiru l'Adonai shir chadash. Shir chadash. I will sing unto God a new song. This is an hour of change. Within it we stand uncertain on the border of light. Shall we draw back or cross over? Where shall our hearts turn? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? This is the hour of change, and within it we stand quietly on the border of light. What lies before us? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? Baruch atah Adonai hama'ariv aravim. Please join me in the Shema, page 152. We're going to start with a little ah like this. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Love Adonai your God. Love Adonai your God. Love Adonai your God. Love Adonai your God. With all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind, with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind. Love Adonai your God. Love Adonai your God. Love Adonai your God. Love Adonai your God. Take these words that I command this day, keep them in your heart. Take these words that I command this day, keep them in your heart. Love Adonai your God. Love Adonai your God. Love Adonai your God. Love Adonai your God. Write them on the doorposts of your house. Write them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates. Love Adonai your God. 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 Yeah, good job. A lot of enthusiasm there. I can't see you or hear you, but I feel it. I hear Linda laughing. I don't know why that is. I didn't even see you. Okay, good. Shabbat should be a time to feel a little joy or a lot of joy too. Here, I'll stop sharing for a minute so you guys can see each other. I know you like to do that. And okay, and that brings us to the Ani Chamocha, which we'll do this reading right here on page 157, and I'll share it so you guys can all read along. In a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from wholeness and peace, give us the courage to say, Adonai, there is one God in heaven and earth. The high heavens declare your glory. May earth reveal your justice and love. From bondage in Egypt we were delivered. At Sinai we bound ourselves to your way. Inspired by prophets and instructed by sages, time and again we overcame oppressive forces. Though our failings are many and our faults are great, it has been our glory to bear witness to our God, keeping alive in dark ages your vision of a world redeemed. Let us continue to work for the day when the nations will be one and at peace. Then shall we rejoice as Israel did, singing on the shores of the sea. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai. Mi kamocha ba'elim Adonai. We're gonna say, Mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh. Mi kamocha ba'elim Adonai. Mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh. Nora tehilo osefele. Nora tehilo osefele. Adonai yimloch leolam va'ed. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai. Mi chamocha nedar b'kodesh. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai. Mi chamocha nedar b'kodesh. Nora. We're gonna do the next part. Malchut techara uvanecha. Okay, ayam lifnei Moshe uMiriam. Ze Elianu ve'amaru. Ze Elianu ve'amaru. Adonai yimloch leolam va'ed. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai. Mi chamocha nedar b'kodesh. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai. Mi chamocha nedar b'kodesh. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yes, that's what happens when you think ahead to what you're going to be doing next and you forget that you're singing a song, and you must be present at all times. Other times more than others. Sometimes more than others. That's my drosh for tonight. I'm going to sing, there's a blessing, there's a reading that we do on page 161 often that says, let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up waiting to do your will. And there's a melody for that goes into a Hashkivenu. I'm going to just do the first part of the melody for the English words, and then we'll go into our regular melody for Hashkivenu. This goes, let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. We're just going to learn that part. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom, l'shalom. V'hamidenu shomreinu l'chayim. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Amen. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom, l'shalom. V'hamidenu shomreinu l'chayim. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Amen. Shelter us beneath your wings, O Adonai. Guard us from all harmful things, O Adonai. Keep us safe throughout the night, till we wake with morning's light. Teach us, God, wrong from right. Amen. 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 Okay. And that brings us to silent meditation. We're going to take a few moments and actually just take a few moments for silent meditation, and I'll see you back here. Ah, we're back. I couldn't unmute myself. I couldn't. Okay, I was being silenced. There we go. Oh, wrong one. Okay, hold on a second. I see that. Open up our eyes. Teach us how to live. Fill our hearts with joy and all the love you have to give. Gather us in peace as you lead us to your name, and we will know that you are one. Open up our eyes, teach us how to live. Fill our hearts with joy and all the love you have to give. Gather us in peace as you lead us to your name, and we will know that you are one. And we will know that you are one. And that brings us to the Mishaberach prayer. And I should get to it and read the those that we are thinking about for healing. And as always, if you have someone else, you could unmute. I think you can unmute. I'm not sure, but either way, if you can't, you can put it in the chat. So we are sending our healing blessings and thoughts for strength and healing to these members of our community: Harris Nussbaum, Lynn Mikowski, Ilana Massey, Kevin Brackett, Ginny Sims, Eileen Conklin, Nancy Jeanette, Michelle Camasia, Joshua Hyman, Dylan Bonnick, Diane Butler, Elsa Loach, Elena Goldman, Mark Charney, Maggie Sherman, Michael Edwards, Jesse Friedman. So if there's other names. Please join me in the Mishaberach blessing, which you'll find on 371, or you will find on your screen right there. I apologize for my head being cut off, but you're not missing much, just my haircut. There you go. Mishaberach Avoteinu Mikor habracha le'imotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, Help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Misheberach Imotenu Kor HaBracha Lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share. I think I want to try to see people's faces, but I don't remember how to do it. Okay, that's okay. So, I was in preparing for my drosh tonight. I was very bold in deciding I'm going to play you someone else's drosh, but I think it was really moving, and I think it's important. I'll tell you who it is. A couple weeks ago, whenever I don't remember now exactly when the hostage situation took place in Texas. I think it was about 2 weeks ago, but it may have been 3 weeks ago. I can't remember. I think it was 2 weeks ago, and then last week. Um, yeah, that doesn't sound right either. It doesn't matter. So Angela Buchdahl, who is the rabbi at Central Synagogue in New York, she was the cantor there, and one of the most amazing cantors I've ever heard. Set a new bar for Jewish music and cantorial singing, in my opinion. And then she decided that wasn't enough. She wanted to be a rabbi, so now she's the rabbi, which is cool. Except you don't get to hear her sing quite as much. But so I just happened to run across her pretty brief sermon that she did, I believe, last week, and I think that so. The reason that that's also important is that when the hostage taker in the synagogue in Texas, he was negotiating. I'm not sure how this was arranged, or why, but the person that they called first, I think the rabbi called first, was Angela Buchdahl, and basically saying, "I've got some hostages here." Well, she's going to tell you briefly the story, but she was very much a part of that negotiation and part of that scene that fortunately turned out okay. Um, so anyway, I'm going to play you what she spoke about, and I think it's poignant. So I will do that right now.
When I sat down to write this sermon, I couldn't even begin. And then I realized I needed to start with something that Jews have done for centuries, which is to begin with a blessing. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam matir asurim. Blessed are you, eternal God, who frees the captive. You freed the captives. Thank God. The alternative was unimaginable. And of course, it is not only God who deserves gratitude and praise for the freeing of the 4 held captive for 11 hours in a synagogue in Colleyville, Texas, last Shabbat. I'm thanking and blessing Rabbi Charlie Citron Walker, who showed unearthly calm, unflagging humanity, and heroic courage in unthinkable circumstances. And I blessed the 3 other congregants who were also my heroes, models of strength and selflessness when they were facing the possible end of their lives. I'm also grateful to Central's head of security, Brian Vaughn, and Mitch Silber, the New York Jewish community's security expert, to law enforcement and FBI for how seriously they took the crisis, and the many Jewish organizations who work to keep our community safe in ways we don't always see or acknowledge. I wanted to begin with gratitude because that was the overwhelming emotion I felt when the siege was over. But after that initial relief, I could not find words because my secondary rush of feelings have been much harder to digest, more ominous. I knew I would be addressing you, my beloved community, and you would want and need words of comfort and hope from your rabbi. But I do not have those words for you. Not yet. I cannot assure you that this will not happen again. I do not have a neat pronouncement for how we will fight back the alarming, ugly growth of anti-Semitism. I cannot tell you that I'm not replaying Rabbi Citron Walker's unfaltering voice on my voicemail. We have an actual gunman who is claiming to have bombs, and he wants to talk to you. If you can call me back at this number, that would be greatly appreciated. This is not a joke. Thank God, this terrifying episode ended safely, but not simply, and I remain deeply unsettled. And if you are a Jew in America and you are not feeling unsettled, then you are not paying attention. I'm unsettled because the world only has the most simplistic understanding of anti-Semitism. If someone says they hate Jews or they want to kill Jews, we call it anti-Semitism. But even educated people, the director of the FBI, do not recognize its far more insidious guise as the trope that Jews are all powerful and control everything. We saw how dangerous that age-old conspiracy theory can be. I'm unsettled because I saw firsthand that you cannot negotiate with a terrorist. And more people in our country and around the globe are captivated by terrifying, hateful ideologies, which they value more than their own lives. I'm unsettled because Rabbi Citron Walker's kindness and humanity were used against him. He opened his doors to this man and gave him a cup of tea. This rabbi welcomes the stranger, and this is his reward? We have to protect ourselves. We cannot be naive. But I also know that if we only build fortresses around our sanctuaries and around our hearts, then hate wins. I'm unsettled because I heard the terrifying voice of radical extremism filtered through the mind of a deranged person who was able to get a gun and then hold 4 people and an entire Jewish community hostage for 11 hours. I think of the ripple effects that this man set off and the countless resources that we will spend to prevent it from happening again. When the gunman called me a second time, he said, "I'm running out of patience, and you are running out of time." I had already talked to the authorities. I knew there was nothing else I could do but wait and pray. And I really prayed. a trembling, pleading prayer, the words we've already said tonight, the same words I heard that Rabbi Charlie Citron Walker uttered when he was being held in captivity. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom, l'shalom, v'hamidenu malkeinu l'chaim. Help us lie down in peace, Adonai, and to rise up to life renewed. You could say that my prayer, all of our prayers, were answered. The prayers of those 4 families and the congregation, the prayers of a breathless worldwide Jewish community. But we've emerged, and now we are angry and anxious and fearful. And I cannot tell you not to feel those things. I am feeling them myself, and I don't quite know what to do next. But I knew that this was not where I could end this sermon. So I looked to our Torah portion. This week it's Parshat Yitro, Jethro. And the message was so pertinent, it almost felt like God was winking at me. Right there, the line jumped out. Lo tuchal asehu levadecha. You cannot do this alone. This was Jethro's line to Moses, who was consumed under the weight of leadership. But this message is truly for all of us. None of us can do this alone. I know I could not have been on those calls on Saturday without my husband Jacob right at my side and Rabbi Citron Walker's steady voice on the other side. I know I felt lifted by all the notes, the love, and the care I felt from this congregation, all of you, from my central colleagues, my Hartman rabbis, my friends. I could not do this without all of you showing up tonight, whether in this sanctuary or online. You are showing up not just for Central, but for Judaism. You're showing up for fearlessness in the face of fear. None of us can do this alone, even as this pandemic has tested us and forced us to feel more alone than we ever thought we would have to be. But our tradition keeps pushing us back into community and tells us not only that we need to do this with each other, but we need to create bridges outside the Jewish community as well. It is important that the person who shared the essential wisdom of this Torah portion, Jethro, Moses' father-in-law, is not Jewish. I saw every faith community show up for us last weekend, and I want to thank our interfaith clergy colleagues who are showing up for us tonight. And a big thank you to our Mayor, Eric Adams. It was so deeply meaningful and reassuring that you were here. We need to partner with people of every faith and of good faith in the fight against anti-Semitism and racism and radical extremism and hatred of every kind. We cannot do it alone. And thank God we don't have to. I began with one blessing, and I want to conclude with another, taken from Zechariah. The Reform movement incorporated these prophetic words into the service on Tisha B'Av, which is the day that commemorates so many of the most tragic episodes of Jewish history. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher asanu asirei tikva. Blessed are you, Adonai, who makes us captives of hope. I'm not yet ready to muster a message of optimism tonight, but I cannot escape it eventually, because we, as a Jewish people, are unshakably, doggedly, eternally captives of hope. Shabbat Shalom.
Okay. So I hope that was also inspiring. But I think what I'll do is we'll invite, I believe Shane is doing announcements, right? Is that right, Lauren? So if Shane is in the building, um, if he could join us. And there he is. Look at that. How can you look at that face and not be happy? Okay, let me grab, yeah, so you've got it in front of you. Okay.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Thank you, Gordon, for playing that sermon. That was very powerful. And on that note, we hope that everyone who attended last night's online security training with the Napa Police Department found it educational and informative. We will definitely be announcing a follow-up in-person training session in the very near future. So stay tuned for that. Sunday religious school will take place in person, again, outdoors this Sunday at 9:30 a.m. And also Shorashim will meet outdoors at 9:30 a.m. at Fuller Park. On February 9th, CBS will host the author of Why Do Jewish, Zach Bodner, for a discussion online via Zoom. That's again February 9th at 8 p.m. So online registration for this is required to access the Zoom link. And while registering, you'll have the option, and you're, of course, welcome to order a special signed copy of the book for a discounted rate of $18. So check that out on the website. Again, that's February 9th with Zach Bodner, the author of Why Do Jewish. Shabbat services, exciting to announce, Shabbat services will return to in-person on February 11th. Of course, there will also be an online hybrid. Please note that we have updated the synagogue policy to require everyone attending to provide proof of vaccination for everyone who is eligible, proof of vaccination, as well as wearing the appropriate masks, which are surgical grade and or a higher type of face mask at all times in the building. And please ensure to read your weekly newsletter for all updates related to all community topics. We have a lot of upcoming programs and announcements, so that weekly newsletter is great. So every Wednesday it comes out, check it out, read it, and see what's happening. And we'd also like to give warm wishes to this week's birthdays and anniversaries. Got a lot of birthdays this week. Happy birthday to Harriet Spitz. Happy birthday to Mark Lombardi, Elena Milkowski, Cynthia Cohn, Richard Stein, Hal Milton, Richard Patskin, Connor Massey, Rabbi Niles, and Leslie Medine. And of course, a happy 45th anniversary to Don and Susie Krager. I think that's all I have for the announcements tonight. So Shabbat Shalom. I'll kick it back to Gordon. Great to see everybody.
Yeah. Okay, there we are. Not used to not having a control of my mute button. Okay. So thanks, Shane, for reading this. We're gonna turn to 586. or on the screen for the Aleinu. So please join me. Aleinu l'shabeach la'adon ha'kol, la'teit gedula liotzer bereshit, shelo asanu kigoye haratzot, velo samanu kamishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, v'gohora aleinu kechol hamonam, va'anachnu korim, umishtachavim umodim, Lifnei melech malachei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu. V'ne'emar v'haya Adonai l'melech al kol haaretz vayom hahu yeh Adonai echad. Ushemo, Ushemo, Ushemo Echad. And that brings us to the Kaddish blessing. Sorry, I'm going to have to make an adjustment here. So I'd like to read the name of those who've passed away in the last year. They include Margaret Mary Oliveto, Ahuva Ben David, Dr. I. Harold Shevlin, Isadora Smith, Elliot Capchan, Sanford Rubin, Stuart Paley, Bonnie Kapaloff, Mamie, Dr. Ian Miller, Jimmy Rabb, Sandra Somak, Michael Gordon, Larry Elson, Bill Chiat, Arnold Tromler, Erica Corneliuson, Gladys Shubin, Richard Magano, Clark Smith, and Stephanie Rab Axner. And the yard site names those who have died at this time in years past are Sylvia Solomon, Francis Wolfson, Rachel Ann Howard, Dino Widman, Florence Silverstein, Jack Gordon Cohen, Jean S. Tapper, Jack Cohen, Rudy Simon Weir, Joseph Mikowski, Edith Friedman, Elaine Laband, Michael Duff Fisher, and Robert Julian Feingold. So if there are other names, you could put them in the chat. And on page 598, please join me in the mourner's Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash Shemei Rabbah Bialma divra chirute v'yamlich malchute b'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chaye dechol beit Yisrael ba'agala uvizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam u'almei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal Shemei dekudesha barichu. Le'elah min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechamata da'amiran b'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama Rabbah mishamaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael ve'imru, amen. And I'm just going to go right into this final song before we do the motzi, wine and the motzi. And we did this a long time ago. I'm going to hopefully remember it. And it's a Ladino version of Ein Kelohenu. And you have it on your screen. And it goes like this. Let's do it here. Ein Kelohenu, Ein Kadonenu, Ein Kemalkenu, Ein Kemoshienu. Non como nuestro Dios, non como nuestro Señor, non como nuestro Rey, non como nuestro Salvador. Let's just do that same verse again, and we'll get the hang of the melody, and then we can try the other ones. Ein Kelohenu, Ein Kadonenu, Ein Kemalkenu, Ein Kemoshienu. Non como vuestro Dios, non como vuestro Señor, non como vuestro Rey, non como vuestro Salvador. Mi Elohenu, mi Adonenu, mi Malkeinu, mi Moshienu. ¿Quién como vuestro Dios? ¿Quién como vuestro Señor? ¿Quién como vuestro Rey? ¿Quién como vuestro Salvador? No del Elohenu, no del Adonenu, no del Malkeinu, no del Moshienu. Lo haremos a nuestro Rey, lo haremos nuestro Dios, lo haremos nuestro Señor, lo haremos nuestro Rey, lo haremos nuestro Salvador. Baruch Eloheinu, Baruch Adonenu, Baruch Malkeinu, Baruch Moshienu. Bendito nuestro Dios, bendito nuestro Señor, bendito nuestro Rey, bendito nuestro Salvador. Atahu Eloheinu, Atahu Adonenu, Atahu Malkeinu, Atahu Moshienu. Tú sos nuestro Dios, tú sos nuestro Señor, tú sos nuestro Rey, tú sos nuestro Salvador. So we're going to learn that together. It's a very joyous melody. So that brings us to the wine blessing. So if you have wine, which you probably do, and I do tonight, please join me in the Kiddush. We'll do this. We'll do the short one. It's getting late, so we'll do the short one tonight. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei puri hagafen. Amen. L'chaim. Wow. Okay. And I don't have a challah here, but I'm sure you do at home. So please grab your challah and join in the motzi. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. Avon. And Shabbat Shalom. Thank you for coming to services tonight. By the way, the rabbi won't be here tonight. I forgot to mention that. And have a great. Thank you. Have a good Shabbat and a good weekend.
Shabbat
Shabbat
shalom.
shalom, everybody.
Shabbat
Shalom.
everybody.
Shabbat shalom.